know that you gotta be with them between 4 and 6, then, you know, you're cramming work between 7 and 10 on the computer. And you just try to manage your appointments, and I used to line them up. So if I had a night out, like if I had time off in the evening, like see on Thursday I can go from 3 to like 9. I would line up, I'd leave one round of showings, line up the next round of showings, and like I try to put them all on the same day.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, there was times where I was taking 3 clients out at a time, or 2 clients out at a time. So try to do that, and again, don't let them determine
Dictate you.
when you're going out with them. You tell them when you can go out with them.
Did you do that at the beginning, or is that something you kind of like adapted and felt like more confident to do now, or is that something you should, like you're suggesting we do now?
You do now.
I suggest you do it now.
Okay.
If I could change things going
Same.
back,
Yeah.
I would have done it then
Yeah.
faster.
Because they also sense your, you know, if you're, you know, at a drop of a hat, okay, no problem, I can
Yeah.
go. Well, you don't look
Right.
busy.
Right.
You don't look busy,
Yes.
right? So if
Right.
you're dictating to them, no, I can go at this time, you know, does this time work for you? Well, then they see that, you know, now it's also showing that your time's important too, just as theirs is too. Well, then if it doesn't work, well, what time works for you? And then you try to juggle around your schedule. I've had where people, you know, my kids do tennis. You know, they do it Saturday mornings because that was the only time I could have, you know, had them in the morning. You know, I'll have someone, oh, you know, I have a party at 12 o'clock. Can I see a house at 10? Well, we have no other time that works for them through the week. Yeah, hey honey, you're taking the kids to tennis today?
Yeah.
And I go do that showing,
You're gonna make
right?
those judgment calls.
Yeah.
You are gonna make those judgment calls for sure. Again, especially how pre-qualified that person is.
Right, right.
What about systems, apps, other persons that you have to help you through?
Yeah, well, in addition to the relationships that you have with people that can look after your child, so if somebody wanted to book a showing tonight, my daughter's spring concert. So I kind of manage out, you know, where they're at, that client themselves, maybe they could go tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So I'll say I'm booked tonight, but does tomorrow night work?
Yeah.
And then depending on if that works.
It's that
then I
fear,
can
it's,
move it.
and I get what
It
she's
is.
saying, and I get what,
It's
what-
always.
it's that mindset, right?
Yes.
You always feel like you gotta go now, you gotta
Yeah.
lose that. And I still do that
I
now
know.
sometimes, like when I know, like, oh, this one feels like it's hot. Or like I feel like even though I pre-qualified, I may be able to convert it better in person.
Right.
So you still do those little moments here and there, but then you sort of catch yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I would really get in the habit of being in control of that, having apps to keep you organized. And the reality is, as a mom, and even as any other business person, but especially as a mom, if the kids are up at 7, you gotta get up at 6, 5:30, and that sucks, because it sucks. I'm a Taurus, I like to sleep, and I don't get much of it, so let me tell you how much that sucks. So with that said,
I'm on coffee
you
before.
gotta squeeze in the work before it gets crazy.
Yeah.
So you gotta go through your searches, be time efficient. Go through your searches between 5:30 and 6:30 before they wake up. You've lined up what you want, you've sent your email out to your people. Send out 20 emails. If you don't have time as a mom, and I learned this in the beginning, to call, I did because my kids went to school, the older two, it was great. But if you don't, send an email. Send out 20 emails a day, 30 emails a day, send out 20 texts in an hour.
Oh, I see.
And you don't have to respond right away.
Right.
You don't have to engage in conversations. Hey Jane, thinking of you, I hope you're doing great, and the kids, hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah.
And you do that 20 times. Or if you have a property that you're selling and they know you're in real estate, create a nice flyer, a nice email, send it out to everybody in your database, and then you don't gotta think about your lead gen, that's your follow-up call in 2 days or the next day,
Yeah.
right? So do things that produce results, track. Also track. It's more steps, but if you track, you can see the things that are giving you results, so that you can be really time efficient because you have very little time as it is as a mom. What are the systems that I use?
I like Facebook Messenger. We kind of briefly talked about that. That was at the beginning and still is a huge part of my
Same.
lead gen.
Same.
So following up with people I went to high school with, I've done a lot of deals with people I haven't seen in forever.
So
past people I used to work with, all through Facebook.
Yeah.
Start conversations at night when I'm watching Bachelor.
Yeah,
anything.
so I think it's
Sure.
back to the question, I wanna make sure we answer the question properly. Did that help? Like, what are some of the struggles
What are your
or
struggles,
challenges you're having that maybe we could speak to?
Yeah, I think just starting out, like, I mean, my issue right now is I'm brand new, so it's not about. How long? Like a month and a half.
Okay.
So it's not like, oh, I have like 20 clients, I have to take them to showings. It's building up the business, spending the time, like I'm trying to do like each day, just figuring everything out and organizing everything and trying to market my business and
Do you
build it
have
up.
one at home?
I have a 5-year-old son, so,
Okay.
but what I'm getting at is like, yeah, that time, like I feel like if I didn't have him, I would be literally working 24/7 trying to get my business going. But it's, yeah, just at the beginning, trying to balance him, like I feel like when I'm with him now, I'm just like trying to, you know, I'm on my phone already, and he's already calling me out.
So what if your day was all day corporate, and then when he's home between 3:30 and
And midnight.
7:30 when he
Mhm.
goes to bed, you were, for now, all child until you get it through. So for
Yeah.
me, I think you're in a golden position having a 5-year-old who's in school starting off
Yes.
real estate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're literally, your phone is your database, your
Right.
sphere is your database, your contacts is your database, your door knocking is your database. So
Right.
you can literally be a door knocking machine if you don't
Yeah.
wanna hit your phone because
Yeah.
you call them so many times, right?
Right,
Right from the start, what I did was I sent a mailed a letter to everybody in my phone.
right.
So I went and I got all my contacts and I started with my phone and then I went into Facebook and I created an Excel spreadsheet if you don't have a CRM.
Okay,
All their names,
right.
their addresses, their emails, their phone numbers, and I was calling them and letting them know, hey, sorry, what was your name? Jenny. Hey, it's Jenny calling here. How are you, Bob? I haven't spoken to you in like 3 years. I don't know where time's gone. I had a baby. What are you up to?
Right.
Just building a relationship.
Just spark conversation.
Spark conversation. What are you up to? Don't want to keep you for too long, but I do want to give you some exciting news that I have. I've just ventured out of my corporate job and I've partnered up with a really great team. They're one of the top realtors in the market, and I just want to let you know that I'm here if you have any questions.
Right, okay.
You know, so that introductory call, you have 8 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna coach to you right now where it's like you have 8 hours to make those calls. So if you go to your phone right now and you have 300 contacts, so you divide each call, maybe takes 5 to 7 minutes, you divide that by 300, you know, you could be through your contacts in 2 weeks.
Right, okay.
So, I'm gonna get that 1 second. So doing that during the day, or saying, hey, you know, I'll be available anytime before 3 or anytime after 7. You don't have to say why. I have appointments between 3 and 7.
Yeah.
I'll be available anytime before then and after to speak. Now, when you have showings, you'll get in the habit of booking them either in the day, because they're not always at night.
No.
You can book them in the day, you book them in the evening, and if babysitting is a matter, or then you have to get someone to help you with the child.
Right.
Because if you need to leave, not every day you're gonna leave between 3 and 7, but there are times that you're gonna have to, like, we're not gonna tell you that we
You need
didn't.
a list of people that.
There's days that
There's
we're
times that, you know, I don't pick the kids up. I
Yeah.
rely on a friend,
Yeah.
another mom from the school. You know,
Yeah.
hey, I'm running late, I'm doing a showing, do you mind just grabbing the kids? I'll be there by 4:30,
Yeah.
5 o'clock. Or, you know, if I know my husband's not working day and nights, because he's 2 weeks days, 2 weeks nights, if I know, hey,
Yeah,
We're
getting
gonna
your
help-
husband on board, I
Yes.
see you're married, getting your
Yes.
husband on board,
Yeah.
getting a local babysitter or
Yeah.
mom on board,
yeah.
doing your letter out, letting them know, introducing them
And
to
that's
your real
okay, you're
estate.
not abandoning your child.
Yeah,
I
It's
said that
okay.
to her yesterday.
Yeah.
Anytime
You're-
you're around your
Yeah.
child, you're one best better than if you were at corporate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
we always guilt
Guilty
ourselves.
for
You
that.
had a question here?
Actually, it wasn't a question. I was my observation with Thelma, especially. I've known you guys for I think 6 months, 8 months. However, I think the law of 80-20 applies perfectly fine. And I don't know if you guys know the law of 80-20 is 80% of your result comes from 20% of your activity.
Correct.
And what you're referring to that question was, if you do your 20%, the remaining is history.
Yeah.
So just focus on that and just conversation with people at school, at baseball game. That's sort of your lead gen.
Get out of your
Hobbies.
Just
Get out
do
of your
often,
house.
like
Lunches.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and always, like you're saying, I think it'll be that time, you're talking about time blocking or your schedule, you live by that. I think in that time that you're working, like if you've been efficient with your time and done what you're supposed to do, then that time you don't make you feel as guilty or like, you know, not guilty, but you feel better spending your time with your
It's true, and you'll see that, like, if you feel like your day was productive at
Productive,
work,
yeah, like if you
You know, and then you go pick up your son and you're playing with him for those 2 hours, you're gonna feel like a load is off your shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
So the
yeah.
time that you don't have with them, use them as productively as
Exactly,
possible
yeah.
for your business.
Yeah, that makes
It's gonna happen regardless as moms, I feel like we're just extra
We're built like
hormonal.
that.
We're
yeah.
extra hormonal, I
Yeah.
think,
They
and-
start to become a
Always.
part of your business now.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
I take
if
them
I
out
do a
with
deal,
me.
my daughter now knows there's like 4 steps.
Yeah.
After the deal
Yeah.
is accepted, there's 4, she'll say, Mary, you want step 3 today?
No, my daughter,
So
yeah.
they become, they think it's fun.
I'll walk in the house and be like, oh, mommy signed a listing. She's like, I wonder where you put the sign ups.
And-
You know, like they already know what's next, right? You get them involved, right?
Yeah.
And once they're involved, it becomes a family thing, right? Yeah.
You have a question?
Yeah, we talked to really good things. Now, what about emotionally? You're having a bad day or you're like,
That's every day.
tell me
Oh,
about
You're in Mariana's life, it's every day. No, I'm joking. Sorry, no, go ahead with it. Just,
That very moment I go into a shell, you know, I just don't want to speak to anybody, I don't want to see anybody at the
Mhm.
time. So
We
how
all
do
have
you
those
do
days.
that, those days, like, my days goes into weeks and then at times into months.
that, so a couple of things I would say, you have to do something for yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it's reading, whether it's a bath, for me it's a bath.
Yeah.
I'd like to say
I
I'm
go for
exercising, pedicure, perfect. You have to have your own
Yeah.
time. We have closet moments. I have closet moments,
Yeah.
100%. You can't
We're
do
human.
all that we do. Run a household, run a life, run a business, mentor children,
Right.
and still bring income in. You can't do that and not have moments or be emotional or
Right.
what you do have to have is someone that's in your life to pull you out.
Yeah.
You can't pull yourself out of the moment that really should be short-lived, because real estate's got its highs and lows, and what I try to coach to myself and to my partners in my business is just have no emotion around it. Even when we're sold conditional, you have no emotion around your deal. Because no, very true. Because the worst feeling is putting up that soul sign before your firm or being like, yeah, we won.
Yeah.
And then you get the call 4 days in and the deal fell apart and your clients are a mess.
Yeah.
So you need to be in control of the emotional stage. So whether that's, seeing somebody, a book, a club you belong to, a friend that, you can call and be like, I'm having that moment, a drive, a walk, a run. That's a personal thing that you have to figure out of what's gonna be able to pull you out.
And don't be
because
afraid
it's
to
an
take
emotional
that.
business, it's an emotional
It
business,
is,
it
it is.
totally is.
And don't be afraid to take that day.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna miss out on something. Like if I'm having my down days, and I have them quite often than not lately. But especially because I'm trying to lose weight. No, it's true though. But I've been hitting the gym. But you get those days, and it's okay. But I'm still doing my business. I'm a talker. I'm naturally a talker, and I'm not usually an email person. I like to actually pick up a phone and speak to someone.
Which takes so much more time.
Yes, it does.
So much more
But
time.
on my down days, that's when I get on my emails because I'm like, I don't have the energy. I'm not, because I know I might not perceive that energy. Like, I usually know how to put my emotions behind me. I'll come into the office and sit smiling, but I really want to,
Yeah.
hurt someone, right? But you put your emotions behind you. But I have those days, so I just get on my email.
Or talk to another agent.
Yeah.
Because guaranteed whatever you're going through, they've been through it.
MREA, page 303. They'll speak to you if you want to go and check that out.
Yeah.
The red book.
At the MREA, page 303.
Millionaire real estate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Page 303. Yeah.
Yes.
Your husband is in real estate now as
Yes,
well,
he just
correct?
transitioned, it's been about a month and a half.
So how are you finding that you both being in it with having a family as well?
It's been challenging. It's been great because he's a hunter and he can bring in the business. But then it has its other sides of it, like the managing of it, the follow-up, the systems, so there's still things that he's responsible for as an agent that then the admin takes over, right? From a time perspective, yes, it has its challenges because I've grown my business and still growing my business, and he had a hand in that. He did. He supported me. He was a great husband. Between my mom, his mom, and him, there was that support. Now it's because I'm in the coaching element of it. I need him to come out on appointments with me to see how I do it, so I can leverage that piece. So he can do listing and buying consults. I need to take him out just like any of our other partners in our business, you take them out for what a showing looks like, what you look for, how condos go, how freeholds go, the type of language you have, the type of language you don't have with your clients, okay? So we're having to be together a lot, so we've been finding that part a little bit challenging because we're away from the children a little bit more, in that regard, so he just wants to go out and wing it, and my systematized way is like, no chance. So that gives me a bit of anxiousness, right? He's just like, he's an Aries, he's a fly by the seat of his pants kind of guy, right? So it has its challenges, and we're still trying to define the roles and who takes over what, and you just gotta be okay with either not being together or having a different coaching moment or being away from the children. It has different challenges and different rewards. Did I answer the question?
No, yeah, for sure.
You're coming into Jesse's business.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the
Opposite, yes, but you have double
The
role.
molding, yeah.
Yeah.
Where Kelly's just agent role, however, we have him as doing some things on our jobs, which we're gonna stop doing, but, so it's a little different too, because, you know, let's just say it, even though I'm on camera, I'm the woman, and he's the man, right, coming into my business, right, so, we're making it our business, because he's referred me tons of my business as well, so, I think I would encourage is, the big thing is pull out the admin piece of it for you and Jesse, and then you can support Jesse in the sales part of it if that's a strength for you. If
Right.
you determine your strengths,
Right.
you know, putting a plan together and determining your strengths is also the other thing. But getting that admin so you're not leveraged, and then you can determine at what level you want to do the business.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't cause conflict in the marriage, because
Right.
that's easy to happen.
Yes.
It doesn't cause resentments on time, on who's building their business faster, whether it's you, whether it's Jesse. It doesn't cause, you're very clear on your schedule, on when you're here and when you're taking over, or like if you can work out your schedule as a mom and with Jesse, and be like, every Friday is date night, or every Friday is your day to be dad. So you know that you're never gonna book appointments Friday, but I'm gonna have a chance to be realtor mom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and rock our business.
Yeah.
So just setting those expectations and those standards is gonna be great for you guys. Structure, yeah, we do in our team, we've started doing a weekend off for our partners, so I've made it mandatory. It's 4 weekends, whether you've done 1 deal or 10 deals or 50 deals, everybody gets a weekend off, and we cover for that agent. Cause it's easy to work all the time, depending on your personality, right? Did that answer?
No, for sure. No, that was great. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm that, you know, I like to handle things on my own, right? Like the kids, the laundry, it's, you know, mom driving to tennis, you know, it's me, right? And I had to take a step back, you know, because we can only do so much, right? Another thing that I can say, being a mom with 2 very little kids, being in real estate, is your first 3 months, truth be told, not to say put a pause on real estate,
Yeah,
is gonna be a learning curve with Babe.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Because we can sit here and say, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And nope, when that thing starts crying, it's not a plastic doll. You can't just put a pacifier in it and hope it'll stop, right?
I was signing a listing, Hunter was 10 days old, I had stopped 3 times and nursed him.
Yeah.
What a disaster.
I didn't care if she was hungry or not, I just put her on, like, shh. But, you know, and then you're walking around the house like, yeah, everything's good, no, I got 5 more minutes. I'm thinking, you know, come on, finish the conversation. It's happened to all of you, you're gonna have those moments. But to make it easier on you emotionally, because it's, you know, you got the hormones, new baby, it's, life changes now that there's a little human that's gonna totally control your life, is take that time. And don't try, it's a very good
Yeah,
time.
enjoy
And
it.
3 months
Enjoy it.
is gonna go like that.
Yeah.
And I would say educate yourself,
Yes.
for everybody, and not just as a mom. I think that as a business person and as a mom,
And stay educated
I was always taking courses.
and stuff.
You know, even outside when I was at Royal LePage, I started with Royal LePage, 3 years Royal LePage, almost 4 years Royal LePage, and no, 3.5 and 3.5, because I'm almost 7 years here. I was always doing, and so as a mom, you need that outside time. As guilty as you may feel, you do, because you will go insane. So I was myself, what helped me grow. I mean, we could sit here and happy to share any of our tools, any of our emails,
Yeah.
anything that we do or anything that we've done to get business and keep business, retain business, experience and all that. We're trying to make it as relatable as we can on how we did it as moms.
Yeah.
And I remember even from day one, no money or money, you know, if it was one course a year that I was doing, it cost $139. I was saving for that and I was doing that and I wasn't buying a pair of jeans or I wasn't, you were eating pasta that week, whatever it was, right? You gotta make those decisions, those tough decisions,
Yeah.
right? So educate yourself regularly. I would say at least one big education a year, like a Tony Robbins or a Bold or
Yes.
a career visioning, and even outside of these, I did Buffini, I did McFerry, I did ninja selling, like there's all kinds of stuff. Definitely do that because it'll help grow you in your business because your brain tends to work a little differently when you're a mom.
Yes.
Sometimes you have what we call baby brain or,
Sometimes.
you know, overdrive. Think I still have that?
Mm.
No. Overdrive brain. So you definitely need something to help organize with the tools and be in the know of what's new and what's working.
And don't be afraid to ask. Like, we need to get out of that, like, oh no, I can do it. Talk about it. Just talk about it. Get it off your chest, you know, find someone, you know, Natalie's here. Natalie's my shoulder to cry on most days. You know, I do, like, I'll just call her up and be like, oh my God, like, and I found that balance because she's that calm, oh yeah, don't worry, you know, she knows what to tell me that will make me get over
just
that
having
angry
I
hump.
think having a
right?
support system.
Yeah,
too,
it's
that's-
a
yes.
support system, yeah.
Elaine, what were some of the things that you did to keep you organized, other than your whiteboard? Just to give these guys some tools on, I always kept my laptop with me.
Same.
I never left my house without my laptop because any given showing, any given moment with a time crunch and being very specific and purposeful on my time, I was ready to do an offer anytime.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna lose time, go home, deal with the crying baby. No, I was gonna go to Tim Hortons, I was gonna sign on my personal hotspot, I was gonna type up an offer, and I was either gonna set a time to present it or I was gonna email it. So I got really quick at learning, I got really good quickly at learning how to have the tools that I needed all the time and make the calls I needed to make in the phone, get a Bluetooth, or if you're not comfortable with that, then pull over, make those calls in the early times. You gotta make calls to your mortgage broker, you gotta make calls to your inspector. I was doing that on times where I knew I couldn't make certain calls with the kids. And you have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Everyone's personal life
I've
is
hidden in the
different.
bathroom. I've hidden in the bathroom.
I've made deals in the bathroom.
Yeah.
100%. I've left my 2-year-old crying for me, and ran upstairs to the washroom, and then here she
I sound
goes.
extremely professional in the bathroom because I see myself in the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
because I hear them crying down there, and I'm like, oh, when I get down there. No. You know, but I'm like, yeah, no
I've stuck my head out the window.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
Honest
Yeah.
to God, that you
I
do
close
things
the
that
door.
you need to do. I close the door behind me when outside. You just do, don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
I think one of the key things to know is understand the market so that you can talk to it. So when you're building these relationships,
Yeah.
you know the market. So one of the things that I used to do and I still do is go on MLS every morning. What's happening? If whatever area you're focused in, how many new listings are there? What's happening? Did anything sell last night? Is there any good information you can share with people in their database? And just make that a good kind of system to do.
Great point.
Yes, yeah.
It's another conversation starter. Like, you know, I know so many of the moms, like the ones that walk their kids, or we all stop and chat when we drop off the kids. You know, I know now where they live in our area, right? So that's where we spark, oh, hey, did you by any chance get my email last night? I sent you that, it's right around the corner from you, it just went up for sale. Just thought you maybe wanted to know, right? It just sparks up conversation. You don't necessarily need to know exactly what's in that house, but they also, you know, they may go home and call their husband and say, the house around the corner just went up for sale.
Or it just unconditionally sold. I'll
Yeah.
say that on the school playground.
What I
Yeah.
did with my kids, I took them to work. Popeyes. So Popeyes are super important. I remember when I started, I did Buffini, and I would take them to work. They helped me drop pumpkins off when I did my Mums and Pumpkins run. If you were just doing handwritten notes, like, your child will love that. Even if you do that 2 or 3 days a week. For those who have older children, it's different. You just, it's mom's time to
Or they
shine.
can help
I love
deliver.
you, I'm here to support you. We're gonna have 2 date nights a week, however that's.
Like an
gonna be,
Instagram for it.
Okay? We're gonna go out, we're gonna work towards a vacation once a year. Mom's gonna work really hard for vacation every year and our date nights every Friday. Set those expectations with your adult children, if you have adult children. Your middle guys, you know, block your time out where you're driving them around, right? But your little guys, I took them to work and it became part of work. You will have so much more. Kelly jokes around all the time. He just holds Hunter and he's like making deals. Like, I'm just gonna walk around with Hunter, and it's funny, but it's true, right? When you don't try to hide that part and you try to embrace it, and they see the drive that you have and being a mom, being a businesswoman, and still looking put together, that's an art, right?
That's also
That is
a
an art.
mindset.
Listen,
It is, yeah, it is.
the bun head, I can rock a bun head, thank God, because if you see me in a hat, you know I've had a night. You know I've had a night, but I'm still working, right? And I just show up like, hey,
That's
it's not,
me with
it's not the
ponytail.
clothes that make me, right?
Yeah.
But, and my clients are like, all right, Tama, let's do this, right? But, you know, bring them with you. Like, if you set, for you, I'm hearing a little bit of that, if you set 3 days a week even, what's your son's name? Oliver, and you're like, hey Oliver, mommy's got some Popeyes to do, because it's a really great time to do that. You wanna do them between 4 and 6, and guess what? Twice a week, you're making sandwiches in the car.
Right.
You're
They
making
can
a
help
pizza
me
night.
make the Popeye, like my kids help me
They
make
get,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're
I can
eating,
pull
you're
punch
like,
my
hey,
cards.
you know, since
Love
you
it.
have 10 people on that, and you're just popping by, guess what? You know what the beauty about it is? There's 2 things gonna happen to your business. It's so impactful because you brought your son with you, and they're gonna remember that.
Right.
And B, they're gonna keep it short and sweet
Yes.
because you gotta go because you got your child. So you've actually wowed them and benefited at a higher level
Yeah.
versus trying to do it all outside of the times with your children.
Right.
Because you'll leave more of an impression.
Yeah.
You're popping by, you're dropping something, you're dropping seeds, you're dropping a handwritten card, you're just knocking by, you just say, I just wanted to come by, say hello, I've made a pie, or
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Just out
whatever
with
you're
my son
doing
is
that,
when I
you
swing
know.
by and say hi. This is my
Yeah.
son. Introduce your
Yeah.
little guy, right? That's where, you know, at church, like I'll come to church and they don't talk to me. They say to my daughters, "Oh, you put up a for sale sign for your mom. You know, how was
Yeah.
that?" Like now they remember my
Yeah.
girls, right? Who does that come back on? It goes back
It's
on.
not easy, there's
No.
moments where they're like, I'm not having this,
Yeah.
but you gotta make it an adventure.
Yeah.
And there's moments where like you're off camera and you're like, listen, man, like you're doing this, you're doing this.
I told Natalie that I said I'm gonna start doing behind the scenes videos just to.
I
not
always joke
always
around all
this.
the time, like, we need to start a reality TV
Yeah.
show. Like, that's what we need, is a reality
Yeah.
TV moms, like,
Yeah.
take like 3, 4, 5, like, instead of
If
like
anyone-
housewives, that's for housewives, whatever they are.
Real Housewives of KW.
Listen, Real Housewives of KW, man, that's what I need.
I just wanna add something with the
We're not.
Popeyes. If we do a Popeye and nobody's home, I take a picture and I send it to them.
Yes.
Thank
And I say,
Yes.
See, so many
Hey,
things.
Sonia, I'm sorry, we came by, we dropped off a pumpkin, you weren't here, and I send them the text. So always starts a conversation.
Yeah.
And you didn't even get a call back?
I'll get a listing because people say, you know, Elaine, we really liked you, but remember the flowers you dropped off?
Yes,
The Easter gummies you dropped
Yes.
off?
Yeah.
and you can do those things with your
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Those things, and those are the big things.
Yeah.
I believe it or not, it's the humane things that we do for our database.
Mhm.
You still gotta show you're a professional, you
Yeah.
still gotta do all that real estate stuff, but it's the humane things that will set me apart from sitting at a table with Jesse and his wife, or myself and you.
I'll
We
be
all
honest.
three go compete for a listing consultation, it's the differences
connection.
Yes.
that will
It's a
make that
connection.
difference.
Like I'll play, you know, we play, my girls play house, we'll play office. They pick up the phone and they pretend they're calling but I'm teaching my kids that when they come with me they can't be running around someone's house, they can't be jumping on the couches. We play professional mode, right? And I brought them with me to open houses, you know, brought colorings with them. I did a huge open house, this was when I was at my last brokerage. I threw a party. I hired my neighbor's daughter who was 16. In the basement, it was craft time, popcorn, and movie. So all the parents who came with their kids went in the basement, give them time to look around the house. Because when they bring their kid, it's, Mommy, I want to go home, I'm hungry, and they, you know, you say hi to them, they scream at you, right? Then real estate's out the door, right? I hired a 16-year-old. My kids were, and I did it because I had to bring my kids with me. I had no other option. They were in the basement with a 16-year-old and 4 other kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Because
was,
we do what you got.
from that open house, I picked up 3 people on my database because their kids remember the popcorn and the bouncy balls from the dollar
People
store.
always remember how you made them feel.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you guys, we're gonna wrap up.
yeah.
Do you,
Any
anybody
other
have any
questions?
specific questions, our CRM, business, database? Yeah?
Just what time you start your day and how you start it?
Depends on the client. I have a client right now, she messages me at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
I get back to her at 6. But then it's done and I don't hear from her. When my kids wake up, she's already at work, she's not gonna talk to me.
So
for the rest of the day.
besides that
Besides
situation,
that,
what
I
is
think
the
what
normal
else
hours?
yes.
I never saw.
Yeah, I haven't slept through the night properly in like 4.5 years.
Yeah.
I have a gap between my children, right? So there was a 10-year gap.
Mine's on six.
But for me, I 6, yeah. I have
That's
broken
my middle
nights,
child,
but
yeah.
6 we start, that's my time. That's the other thing I'll add to you. That's my cuddle time.
Yeah.
I don't, and I've now had my business where it's at a certain place, but even if it wasn't, I take that 6 to 8 o'clock and I'm with the kids. I'm having, and I have my nanny there, she gets there at 8 now. I'm with them, I'm cuddling, I'm hugging, I'm playing puzzles, and spending that 2 hours is huge to them. Having breakfast with them, cooking with them, and, you know, that's why I'm in a parking lot, because I don't have time to take care of me, right? And you throw on some mascara, you make sure you have your work organized, and you're out the door.
If you followed me here, I was doing my makeup at the baseball
Yeah,
night.
right? So, look, I got dressed up for this today, so.
I came from the gym. so-
I almost threw a hat on, right? So with that, you take those moments.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I know I have a full day, if I've scheduled a full day, then I'm gonna take the morning, and maybe I'll make it up to them on the next day.
Yeah.
For me, I start at 6, I'm with my kids in the morning, I put my phone on snooze, and I simmer, I filter it,
Yeah.
depending on how many fires I have, right? You gotta think of, is it a fire, or can you
Yeah,
dealt with
yeah.
later?
and who
Yeah.
those people are.
And then into Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into Legion in the morning, I try not to put any appointments there unless I'm absolutely signing a listing, and I shouldn't be saying
Yeah.
that. And you're into Legion, right?
The other thing that I wanted to
Crock pot,
just
get a crock pot?
add
Get a crock
was
pot.
manage your expectations. Like, don't put
Yes.
so much on yourself to be able to do as much. My goal in life is to be mom first, business second. Enough to drive a business well enough that they can have a great life. I'm a single mom, I have no child support, I need to make this business work. I'm okay not doing 400,000 this year, because if I make 300,000, I'll be happy. That first year making 100,000, I was happy. I know I can't do what every other agent might be able to do, but I do what I can do, and I'm okay with it.
It's a great point.
Right?
That's a really good
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
don't feel guilty that you have to spend that time with your kid. That's why you have them.
It's priceless.
They're not
Yeah.
gonna stay like
It is
that.
priceless.
You better be 16 and not.
And it's
into
okay
it.
to make grilled cheese sandwiches.
For dinner.
Yeah.
Totally okay.
Yeah. So do
Today
the
my kids are eating
restaurants.
Portuguese chicken and rice, because mom's not cooking, because I'm busy from morning till night.
The restaurants make it all.
That's what's happening. That's
I've
what's
called my
happening.
mom, hey mom, I'm in the area, what did you make for dinner?
Yep.
Oh, great, do you mind?
Yep.
You know, I'm rushing, I got showing at 7, I'm not gonna, you know, to avoid it, right? There's been those times, and it's okay to have those moments.
It's okay to
We're
order
human.
pizza once a week.
Exactly. It's okay to go to the McDonald's drive-thru. It's
100%.
Yeah, it's okay.
I like nuggets again.
I love it.
You
You know?
just, it comes, and I'm like and you gotta love the mud. I learned this one from our pastor. I'm an OCD person. I love to have the house super clean, everything super organized. You gotta just be okay with, if business and child's the most important thing, then you gotta make enough money to get it clean and like it.
Yeah.
Totally. That's money spent.
Or you gotta make enough money to
Totally.
eat out twice a week, and still be on budget,
Yeah.
still save, and still put things
Yeah.
into place for them, right? Especially for you with the new baby, like, get people offer food, when they ask you, hey, what do you need?
You say
know what,
yes.
Can you make a lasagna, we're making
Yeah.
free, but can you make a lasagna, or, yeah, we'd love some salad, like, you just tell them right out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because especially when newborn, that's when people want to help the most, right?
Yeah.
They want to be there.
Yeah.
They can manage it.
All three of us have different levels of business and different levels of ages of children and different ways that we came through. I mean, our doors are always open to ask any questions, any tools, and then to finish your question, I'm going back to work after. So then I take my time with the kids, I pick up my children for the most part, and then 3:30 to 6:30, 7:30 now, I'm with the kids. However, I do take some calls in between.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Like,
if I know they're going to
I
be a
do
quick
take some
call,
calls.
you know,
if it's
depending-
offer oriented or appointment oriented,
Yes.
I do
I'm
take
picking
calls
it
of people that I have on the go that are live. If it's database oriented or a number I don't know, then I call them back after 7:30 when the
Yeah.
kids are down.
That's a
Yeah.
good system.
I will say that because you don't wanna answer the phone like you're like, oh, hi,
managing-
yeah,
it's
oh, my
managing your
listing, yeah,
business.
my listing is, which one? Yeah, you're not gonna pick up that
Yeah.
lead. So if it's someone I know or I'm in an offer situation, absolutely taking that call. And if it's outside of that, it's database or new number, new lead, outside those hours where you're completely isolated and you have
And you
the
have-
time to do the
yeah,
business,
To concentrate on it.
okay?
Thank you.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just a quick resource question. I know you said like on MLS, which I do like a check every morning just to see what's going on. But like, where can you get like last month's stats on like your specific area for like Halton Hills or?
We do them here,
Yeah,
the office
knows
does it
it.
for you, Jessica has them, and then Treb has
they
them.
usually have.
They come out on the
Snooze.
30th, they come out on the 30th of the month for the month previous.
So where do I just message her and ask?
Yeah, so Jessica will have them produced for you, and then she can actually walk through on where to find them. I've
They
leveraged
usually
that
post
piece
them
out, I
on-
used
They're
to
usually
know.
on, you know,
So I
the
took it
email
out
we
of
get,
my
do not, yeah.
No, but if she wants to pull it herself,
Yeah,
there's a way to go
It's
in.
on my KW, but yeah,
Is
just.
it? No, but, no, even through Trev, like Trev has its numbers and its stats,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, I just wanna get like, so like, yeah, if you're in that situation
Yeah,
where they wanna
it's-
like, oh, what did last month look like for Georgetown specifically or something
Right.
like that, I wanna kind of.
Yeah, if you're doing it on stats, then you're just generalizing getting a stats number from the Trev system, and if you get where it is now, you can ask.
Market watch.
Market watch,
Market
thank you.
watch.
If you're doing it through our brokerage, they do all of the areas, so you have different areas. If you're doing it for area and database or CMA, not database, CMA,
Yeah.
then you're doing really something specific to that
Right.
property.
Right.
Or if you're just getting the range, say like all of Georgetown, you know, full detached homes, your average sale price is $820.
Yeah.
Because Trev will tell you that.
Okay.
You know, semi-detached homes, your average price point is, you know, $550, and townhomes, $300, let's just say, it's not, but Trev will tell you that. KW has a tool that does that for you, but if you're doing it specific to a property and someone's calling about townhomes, then you're really getting into a CMA.
Okay. Could I set a meeting with Jessica to go over?
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
yeah, she'll totally help you with that, yeah.
Sorry, just to go back on, you know, yeah, my day starts at 9, but for